Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our interview. We are Team One. My name is Rodolfo Leija, and I am your presenter today. We're going to talk about two British bands that have had a huge impact on the world, none other than Queens and Beatles. If we talk about famous bands from Great Britain, Queens cannot be left out.
That's right. The Queen, one of the most influential rock bands of the past decade. We have one of these members, Brian May, born of July 19, 1947 in London. He was the guitarist of the band. But did you know that he not only dedicated himself to music?
Oh, and what else did he do?
Well, apart from his famous musical career, he was an outstanding astrophysical before dedicating himself to music. He studied physics and mathematics at the Imperial College London. Although he left studying to dedicate himself to the band, he resumed his academic career and completed a doctoral degree, PhD, in astrophysics in 2007.
Wow, that is so amazing. Apart from being a singer, he was also an astrophysicist.
That's not all. He is also an activist advocate for animal rights and has worked on campaigns to protect wildlife.
Nice. Wow, that's incredible what Brian May has managed to achieve over that years. Now, I understand why he's so lovely to by the music community, the British community, sorry. Well, now, let's talk about the heart of the soul of Queen, the legendary frontman Freddie Mercury. His unique voice and larger-than-life presence made him one of the most iconic figures in rock history. Kiara, could you tell us more about him?
Sure, we totally can forget about the most recognized member of the band, Freddie Mercury, who was born Farrokh Bulsara on September 5, 1946 in Zanzibar, was the frontman of the iconic British rock band Queen. Known for his 4-octave vocal range, he and Queen delivered some of the greatest anthems of all time, like Bohemian Rhapsody, We Are the Champions, and Don't Stop Me Now.
Oh, absolutely. Freddie Mercury's influence of music and pop culture is undeniable. His stage presence and ability to connect with audience were unparalleled. What do you think set him apart from other rock icons of his time?
I think it was a combination of his theatricality, his charisma, and his versatility. Whether he was belting out operating notes in Bohemian Rhapsody or leading a stadium sing-along with We Will Rock You, he made every performance unforgettable.
Wow, that's so true. His legacy continues to inspire generations. Even decades after his passing, Queen's music is still a Cultura touchstone. What do you think made his strong ride resonate so deeply with people?
His songs often blended emotional depth with universal themes. Take Somebody to Love, it's deeply personal yet incredibly relatable. He poured his heart into his music, and you can feel that honesty and passion in every note.
Well said. Freddie Mercury truly left an indelible mark on music history. Thank you for sharing your insight. Well, speaking of Roger Taylor, he has such a distinct voice. You know, in Bohemian Rhapsody, the super high Galileo parts, that's what's him. Max?
Exactly, his range was incredible. He added so much depth to Queen harmonies, plus he wasn't just vocals and drums. He wrote one of their most memorable songs, like Radio Gaga. It becomes such a hit, and even their live audiences will clap along in rhythm.
Oh yeah, Radio Gaga Live 8 was epic, and Freddie's second on their own moments is like they feed off each other energy.
Totally. Queen's performances were more like theatrical experiences. Everybody had their moment to shine. For example, Roger always brought a lot of charisma for the audience. And Roger's solo work is very impressive too. His album Fun in Space has such a cool vibe, and also he played almost every instrument on it.
Yeah, Rogers was so incredible, and I have to check that out. It's amazing how each member of Queens was so talented in their own right. They used a band, and they were a group of legends.
Absolutely, and even now, Roger and Brian are keeping Queen's legacy alive with Adam Lambert. It's different, but it still captures the magic of their music.
Nice. Well, hey, Miriam, did you know that John Deacon was the one who wrote Another One Bites the Dust? I always thought that was such a casting baseline.
Yeah, he was a really talented bassist. He was pretty quick compared to the other members of the Queen, but his contribution were huge. He wrote a lot of the Bee hits like My Best Friends Too.
Nice. I know, right? It's always wondered how he ended up joining Queens. Was he friends with Brian May or Ray Taylor before the band formed?
Actually, he was the last members to join. He was a bit younger than the other and was still in school when they started. But when they heard him play the keynote, they had to have him in the band.
Nice. It's a shame he retired after Freddie Mercury died. I would have loved to see his performance with Adam Lambert.
I cannot me too, but I think he made the right decision for himself. He clearly enjoyed his retirement.
Nice. Thank you so much, Miriam. And now, let's dive into the story of one of the most influential bands in music history, the Beatles. And what better, why stay than with John Lennon, visionary founder whose creativity and passion laid the foundation for the global success. Rafael, could you tell us more about him? Now, let's dive into the story of one of the most influential bands in music history, the Beatles. And what better, why to stay, start with John Lennon, the visionary founder whose creativity and passion laid the foundation for the global success. Rafael, could you tell us more about him?
John Winston on Lennon, known as John Lennon, founder and guitarist of the band known worldwide as the Beatles in the sentence. At very early age, John Lennon showed musical talent at age 10 enrolled in the Liverpool College of Arts Academy. But due to Lennon controversies, it did not finish its student for its music.
Nice. And is the school where you study now for having Lennon as one of its students?
Now, due to Lennon health complications, it was impossible for him to finish art school, so he dedicated his life to music that led him to success.
Wow. And how did you meet Paul McCartney?
He met in tours his manager Brian Samuel Epstein, who was looking for a more skilled guitarist.
Nice. Lennon and the band were the #1 rock band in the world.
We thought at groups it was the biggest band of our. John Lennon's dream was to reach America being the #1 band.
Nice. This is very true. And thank you so much, Rafael. Paul McCartney is undeniable one of the most influential figures in music history. How do you evaluate his musical legacy and impact on popular culture, Gamma?
McCartney, alongside Lennon, created timeless classics like Hey Jude and Yesterday, firmly establishing the Beatles as a groundbreaking force in music and one of the most influential bands in history.
That's true. The impact of the Beatles is immeasurable. But after the band breakup, McCartney continues his career with tremendous success. How would you describe the phase of his journey?
Following the Beatles' breakup, McCartney tried with wins and remarkable solo career. Iconic tracks like Band on the Run and maybe I Am Amazed showcase his ability to stay relevant and innovative for over 5 decades.
Indeed, his innovation stand out. Beyond his musical talent, McCartney was also a trailblazer in the studio. What impact did that have on music and the modern music production?
McCartney revolutionized studio production by embracing advanced techniques like multi-track recording on Sgt. Pepper Lonely Hearts Club Band. This innovation set new standards in the industry and refined how albums were created.
Nice. His influences transcended music. McCartney has also been a vocal advocate for impact causes. How has this shaped his legacy?
Beyond music, McCartney has championed animal rights and vegetarianism. By leveraging his fame, he has inspired meaningful social and political movements, fueling his legacy.
Nice. McCartney influence seemed boundless. Finally, what can we say about the enduring impact of his works on future generations?
McCartney continues to inspire artists and audience alike with the body of work that remains as relevant today as it was decades ago. His legacy is one of timeless creativity and cultural impact.
Nice, thank you so much. Well, it's time to talk about one of the most fascinating members of the Beatles, George Harrison. Gamma?
I'm excited to talk about George. He's often underrated, but his impact on music is how.
Nice. George was born in Liverpool in 1943. What were his early years like?
George grew up in a humble environment and showed an interest in guitar from a young age. Although he started out in local bands, it was when he was 14 he joined the Beatles thanks to his guitar talent.
Nice. The guitar talent of George is so big. And how did he fit into the Beatles?
Uh, Though John and Paul initially led the group, George brought something unique. He introduced Indian influence like the sitar in Norwegian wood, and his music reflected his deep spirituality and exploration of new scone.
What Beatles song of George shall we highlight?
Songs like Something, Here Comes the Sun, and With My Guitar Gently Weeps are iconic. They showcase we were as a songwriter and his ability to come deeply with listeners.
Nice. And after the Beatles, what did George do?
After the band split, George has a successful solo career with Things Must Pass and the hit My Sweet Lord. He also organized the concert for Bangladesh in 1971, a pioneering charity event.
Nice. And what does impressive legacy? In summary, what can we learn from George Harrison?
George was an innovative musician and a deeply spiritually person. His music transcended genres, and his life philosophy continues to inspire artists worldwide.
Nice. Thank you so much, Gamma. Last but not least, we're talking about one of the most iconic musicians of all time, Ringo Starr, the drummer from the Beatles. So to help us now more about with welcome address.
Thank you, Rodolfo. I'm excited to talk about Ringo. He really is a fascinating figure in bands and music history.
Great, thank you so much. So Ringo Starr was born in Liverpool in 1940, right? What can you tell us about his early life?
That's right. Ringo, whose real name is Richard Starkey, was born in Liverpool in 1940. He had a tough childhood. He spent a lot of time in the hospital as a child due to serious illness, but that's also when he started developing an interest in music. He began playing drums as a teenager and was part of a few local bands before joining the Beatles.
Well, I see. So how did Ringo actually end up in the Beatles?
Well, before Ringo, they had another drummer, Pete Best, and they were called the Silver Beatles. But in 1962, the band was looking for someone who fit better with their style. They ended up choosing Ringo because of his solid drumming. His first recording with them was Love Me Do, and that was the start of an amazing world fame journey of the band, the Beatles.
Wow, I didn't know that. And we all know Ringo as the drummer, but did he do anything else in the band?
Yes, absolutely. Ringo didn't just play drums, he also sang a few songs, including With a Little Help from My Friends. He even wrote a couple of Beatles songs like Octopus Garden. His contributions were more than just keeping the beat.
That's really cool. And after the Beatles broke up, what did Ringo do next?
After the band split up in 1970, Ringo went on to have a successful solo career. He released several albums, including Ringo in 1973, which was a big hit. He also formed a band called Ringo Starr and his All-Star Band, where he played with another famous musicians. Even though he wasn't as famous as the Beatles were as band, he still had a lasting impact on music.
Wow, it's amazing to hear how Ringo's career continued after the Beatles. Thank you for sharing all of this, Andres. And it's clear that Ringo's influence of music go far beyond just being a member of the Beatles.
My pleasure, Rodolfo. Ringo legacy definitely continues to inspire musicians and bands all over the world.
Well, and that's conclude of journey to the legacy of the great bands in history, Queens and the Beatles. The music history and impact continues to inspire generations around the world. It's so much impact. Well, thank you for joining us, and remember, they songs are it's just not melodies. They're timeless treasures that remind us of the power of creativity and patience. And see you next time.